Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Yes, to those of you all who are new to us, we are the Sammy, Nicole, and Fifi Show, and we are a dynamic mother-daughter duo here on YouTube, and we talk about all things love, life, and relationships from both the millennial perspective, myself, Sammy Nicole, and my beautiful mother, Fifi. What you drinking on tonight, Fifi? Got you a nice drink. Show the camera, girl.
Espresso martini.
Very fancy. She got the espresso martini. Y'all see, she got the peppermint. She got the chocolate syrup, the whipped cream. This is nice.
Give me my drink.
Fancy. She fancy, y'all. I just got me a little glass of wine with a little cranberry juice. Nothing major, nothing special, y'all. Nothing special. But yes, y'all, welcome. Thank you guys for joining our live. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We appreciate everybody who has subscribed, who liked, who shared. Also, thank you everybody who wished me a happy birthday. Shout out to all the Capricorns. We start the year, we end the year. Capricorn, woo, 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 if you believe in that. If not, no worries. But yes, thank you guys so much for all of your support, and we appreciate you guys, y'all. So tonight we are continuing on with our Lessons in Love series, talking about the infamous Ernesto Williams, the estranged husband to Shirley Strawberry from the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Yes.
And let's talk about these phone calls from prison, going back from June 29th of 2023, March of 2023 too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into these calls, y'all. Okay, you want to get us started, Fifi?
Okay, so let's get into the call.
And June 30th too, yeah.
Let's get into the call that just dropped on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
When Sonia told Ernesto that his brother had called her. It was the brother, right?
It was Lamont, the brother.
It was Lamont
is
that
the brother.
called her and said, Shirley say it's over.
Mm-hmm.
Them folks say they done with you. It's over with. The well is dry. They ain't fooling with you no more. It's over. Ernesto said, what that mean?
Right. And what did Shirley reiterate? What she say?
Oh, and I love that part. She
Let's talk
finally
about
got
that.
a voice about her child, y'all. I love that part. She said, I am not going to let you continue to come in between me and my child. It's over. It's done. The well is dry. Find you somebody else to get your money from, because I'm done with you. And Sonya told me that, yeah, well, I'm gonna stay out of that. Some people just not built for it. Some people just not cut for this. Some people just not built for this. She need to find some heart. She from the inner city of Chicago.
She need to tap into her inner hood.
She need to tap into her inner hood. She need to get her a new circle. In other words, she need to get her a hood circle. Lead them friends she got along, and that sorry daughter she got that ain't supporting her, that ran down there and told them people at the Roswell police station. Sheridan went down there because her name was forged on some documents. That's why she went down there. Sonia is something.
And my issue with Sonia and Ernesto, why do they think Shirley is so weak, but she not weak enough to pay them bills?
Right.
The maternity fees.
She ain't got no heart. She ain't got no heart to do nothing but pay.
And then, do you remember when he also said that Shirley is the type of person where if you were to get sick, she wouldn't be able to take care of you herself. She would pay somebody to take care of you.
Yeah.
Because that's just not who she is.
Yeah.
But if you knew that was the case, why did you marry her then? Because you was in it for money. So you knew what type of person she was.
Right.
So now you upset that she not standing by your side. He knew what he was getting himself into. And now he upset. I don't understand that. You knew what she was. You knew them folk weren't built for that. According to you. You said it when you first married her. You knew it in the beginning.
Right. You knew who she was, you knew who she worked for, and then it's just my whole thing with this is just Sonya downplaying who Shirley is. How she's trying to diminish her because she knows Shirley is on a different level than her. So she's just downplaying her whole career. You know, on the phone call, she mentioned that, well, she just needs to find a new job. That's not a job. That's that lady's career. She's been doing for many decades. What
It's
do you
not
mean?
a call center job. It's not a paralegal job.
Exactly.
It's a career.
It's
Nothing
a
wrong with
career.
working at a call center. I've worked
Or
at one
being
in
a-
the past, or being a paralegal,
No.
but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
She has a career.
She has a career. She just needs to stay in the house, get Instacart, quit her job, don't be seen, and let this die down. Now,
But that's not who she is.
Remind
though.
you that-
That's who you are.
Right.
You stay in the house.
Right. And I'm thinking to myself, this girl is a piece of work.
She has a lot of audacity.
She has a lot of audacity with no damn money. All she do is talk. She talks so much. When you talk too much, y'all, you forget what you say. And Sonya talks so much, she actually has forgotten what she said on these phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
And so now they are asking, they're confronting her about what she said on the phone calls when she goes live. Because y'all, she went live
This past Sunday, yeah,
the
New
same
Year's
time,
Eve.
New Year's Eve. She went live. She had on her little booty shorts, y'all. She had on her little shorts, and she had her hair down because she said y'all was talking about her dry
Her
ponytail.
ponytail, yes.
But she talks so much, so now people are confronting her. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. We met on business. But in the last phone call, it was determined that y'all met at a gas station and you had on some booty shorts and you thought you was thick. And Ernesto said, no, you wasn't thick. I don't remember you being thick. Sonya said she was thick when she met Ernesto and she had on some booty shorts and she was looking good. Ernesto was like, girl, I wasn't even checking for you. I ain't even see you like that. So now we got like 3 different stories on how they met. So Sonya on the live Sunday denying that she said she had on booty shorts. And also denying the fact that she said that Shirley needs to tap into her circle to pay for Ernesto's legal fees.
She said she never said
She
that. She
said
don't recall, though. She need to go back and listen.
Do y'all remember her saying that?
Yes.
Y'all put down in the comments if y'all remember her saying that.
I remember
Because
her
I
saying
remember
that.
her saying that.
So do I. She did say
So now
that.
she be on all her calls because when you talk too much and when you lie all the time, you forget what you say.
You can't keep up with
You
it.
can't keep up. So she just needs to, at this point, she just needs to be quiet. So she gets on her live Sunday because she going to confront y'all. She going to confront us about her lying about that she didn't want to be in a relationship with Ernesto. She said that call was from 5 months ago, and that's
In
the
July.
way she
It was
was
feeling
feeling then,
then.
and she's not feeling that way now. And you know, she's not gonna keep addressing this with y'all. Y'all just need to get past this in 2024. Well, Sonya, we not. As long as phone calls from prison keeps dropping those calls, we're going to keep going because this is better than any soap opera. Y'all, when I was growing up, I used to love All My Children. This is right there with All My Children for me. Okay? So we going to keep this thing going, y'all. We going to keep it going because this right here is it for me. So as long as our friend phone calls from prison keeps dropping, we going to keep it rolling. So I just want this to go away. I just want this to go away.
But you
keep
keep going on live and talking about it. I don't think she wants it to go away. I think she likes the notoriety and the attention that she's getting from it. I do too. And then going back to your point about her saying that, you know, Shirley can find a new job or Shirley can work behind the scenes as a producer or production. She doesn't have to be in front of the camera. You know, again, this is Shirley's career. You know, she's been doing this for decades. And she's an outgoing person. And she's a girl's girl. You know, she likes to have a lot of friends. She likes to go out. She likes to hang out. You know, she likes to travel. She likes that social, like she's in the entertainment industry. So, you know, a lot of times it causes you to be social and to go out and attend events.
Right.
So basically you saying you want this lady to change her entire life and make even more sacrifices for this man that doesn't even really honor her or respect her.
Right. For things to go away.
Yeah, she's already sacrificed her relationship with her daughter, her finances. I mean, y'all remember on one of the calls she had with Ernesto where she was telling him how she had when she had first moved into her place, she was sleeping on the air mattress. And Ernesto was like, what? Like, he couldn't even believe it. And then got off the phone with Shirley to talk shit about it to Sonya. So this woman has lost everything.
And sacrificed so much.
So much to stand by her man. I mean, I feel like she's shown a lot of strength. I really do.
Yeah.
And Sonya, you're not in her shoes. So who's to say what you would do?
Yeah.
You know, you don't have that stress.
Yeah.
All you got to do is just put money on his phone and I love you and talk about
How
the
you
dog
feel today?
and this
What
and
you
that.
eat
Yeah,
today?
she's dealing with real life.
And then so we listened to the phone call again right before we came on the live. And so it was determined in the phone call, y'all. Sonya moved here so he could live with her, so he could have a Fulton County address.
Yes, initially she said she moved here to help him, you know, beat his case.
Okay.
But on this last call that dropped, it was revealed that she also moved here so that if and or when Ernesto gets out on bond, or if the case gets dismissed, he can get parole to her residence. And so that's why Sonya had to make sure she had an Atlanta address. Her address had to say Atlanta, and that's what Ernesto kept stressing to her.
Because she kept saying, Atlanta is Atlanta, right? He said, you in Fulton. And he said, well, yeah, I'll just come stay with you.
And she said, okay, that's fine, because when Sonya spoke to Lamont earlier, Lamont told her that Shirley said she was going to serve Ernesto the divorce papers and that he could not come to her home because he couldn't be around Sheridan. So, and Lamont, who is, remember, Ernesto's brother, he was thinking, he told Sonya, oh, when he get out, he can just go back to Shirley. He can go back to Shirley. That's his wife.
He can't.
And Ernesto was getting pissed off because he was like, Ninja, no, I cannot. And folks say I can't be around them little people. Like, I can't go back home to her. I have to find somewhere else to go. So he was just agitated with his brother Lamont, because Lamont just, obviously he's ignorant and don't really understand what's going on. And Ernesto was calling him, you know, stupid. And I'm like, what's wrong with him? Is he high, drunk? He don't realize I can't go back.
And the R word that we don't say.
we don't say. So that's another thing that we learned why Sonya is here. So Ernesto can move in with her.
So he can have a place to stay.
That was back in June of 2023. So,
and she's still here. She hadn't left.
She hasn't left.
And she says she's not leaving until the case is up. So if he gets out, which we know, okay, I'm just gonna probably. But if that was the possibility of him getting out, that's where he going over there with Sonya. Y'all, this right here.
I wonder, is that still the case though? Because that was from the phone call in June of 2023. So is the plan for him still to parole to her house if and or when he gets out?
I mean,
and if so, what would that relationship dynamic look like? Is he gonna stay with her until he can get back on good terms with Shirley, and then leave her and go with Shirley, or try to?
I think the thing with Shirley is over. I think Shirley is watching what's going on. But I think, and here's another thing. It's like Sonya said, this is what I also want to talk about from this video. She said, oh, I think she called it off, not because you're cheating, because at her age, she's not shopping around for anybody else. It was more so the charges, the last allegation of charges that you got. I think that's what did it. I don't think the cheating really did it, because she could deal with that. I think it was more so, this last thing that happened really was the last straw. I don't really think she was worried about, the cheating part, because she's too old to be looking for anybody else. Pretty much.
So basically saying she ain't going nowhere.
She ain't going nowhere. And Sonya don't think a man cheating is a big deal. She thinks that's normal.
And that all men cheat.
And all men cheat.
Yeah, she
and
said that on her last live.
Ladies, we don't learn nothing else and no other takeaway from our series and lesson in love. We have got to know our worth. We have got to know that we are worthy of all the feelings, all the love, all the kindness, all the loyalty. We deserve all of that. And we don't get it, let it go. And it's so sad to hear that this woman, this mature woman, 55, doesn't believe that she's worthy of being in a relationship with somebody that is faithful to her. And it's just unbelievable. But you know that she based her relationships off of what she think is the norm of relationships, and that's cheating. And it's just so sad. So in her mind, you know, me effing Ernesto, that's our business. That's between me and Ernesto. We not we not anybody. Ernesto's not anybody, and nobody really knows Shirley. How you know who people know?
Evidently they do.
Evidently they do.
That's why
It's
she
just
getting
a
thousands of
downplay
views.
that
Yes.
she plays on this whole situation where I
Gaslighting.
Yeah, gaslighting. That's what you all say. Gaslighting. It's just a whole.
To make it seem it's not as big as what it is.
And it is. It's something that's just the cylinders up there with her. It's just not clicking, y'all. Something is just not right. And she had been going to see this man since December of 2022. She said, the first time I came to see you was December 31st of 2022. I mean, she has made like, that's a good thing. Remembering the anniversary you have going to see a man in jail, that's something to remember. Oh, I've been coming to see you since December 31st of 2022. Oh, like it's an anniversary date or something. You know, she is just so smitten and giddy over this man that's locked up. So that just goes to show you her mentality and where she's at in her head.
And I think it's a way for her to let him know, like, hey, look at what I'm doing and what she's not doing. You know, you see how I'm standing by your side. She hasn't come to visit you at all. And I've moved states to come and visit you. I've traveled to come be with you, to come visit you and support you. Yeah. So I think in her eyes, she's trying to show him once again, you know, hey, I'm down for you. Yeah. And I'm like, she keeps reiterating, like people ask her, why are you standing by his side? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Mm-hmm. And she keeps saying because when she was in the hospital a few years back due to complications from a gunshot wound that she had, you know, that she survived over 30 years ago, he was the main person that consistently called to check on her. And so that's why she feels loyal to him. But I'm like, it's more than just that. You don't have that deep sense of loyalty and devotion to somebody because they called you every day because you was sick. And I tell you, have feelings for this man, you know, which you admitted on the call. But now she's saying as of December 31st, 2023, she no longer feels that way. You know, they're just friends
All
now.
the feelings have gone away.
Which I don't believe that.
And you know, I was telling Sammy, I was like, if God said, she almost died twice, y'all. If God has saved, when she don't believe in God, but
she's
for me, over here we do. If God has spared my life, mercy and grace twice, I surely wouldn't be sitting on no live with some booty shorts on and some confusion. I'd be somewhat thanking God for sparing my life. Evidently, he spared my life for a reason, and it was not to sit on no live at 55 with no booty shorts on talking about how I effed a married man.
And it's not that serious.
And it's not that serious.
But because he didn't take his marriage seriously.
You know?
And so that's why she doesn't think it seriously. So we got to put it back on him, right? Because he's the one that made the vows, not her.
Okay.
And she keeps bringing up how he had multiple relationships. She said when he got locked up, Ernesto was in a 10-month-long relationship, and it wasn't her.
And I totally agree with you about that. A man
can't do no more than what you
allow him to do. A man controls it, right? A man controls the relationship, and we control the sex. Okay? Because we control our bodies, right? But a man can decide whether or not he wants to be in a relationship, whether you give him sex or not, right? So I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. But still, at some point, we have to realize that take some ownership of our actions, right?
Of course.
We have to take ownership of our actions and have some type, but some people don't have morals and integrity. Some people just don't care. And I think that she just, like we said in our last video, just like Shirley, Sonia wanted companionship as well. And she didn't care if he was married or not. And we heard that in the calls with her asking Ernesto to be her man, and Ernesto playing hard to get. How you gonna play hard to get and you locked up? Y'all, Ernesto was playing hard to get.
He's surprised.
He was like, I don't want to keep hearing that. Yeah, I
in
love
his
you.
mind, he's surprised.
Ernesto say, man, go somewhere with all that. that.
Because he irritable and stressed
Don't
out.
nobody want to hear you.
He don't
Okay,
wanna
you
hear
want me
that.
to be your man. I hear you. I heard that shit last time.
Right.
I ain't trying to hear that. I said, not Ernesto playing hard to get. He locked up, so they play hard to get when they locked up and out on the street.
Mm-hmm. That was funny.
That was hilarious.
I just think that, again, Sonya doesn't see their marriage as a traditional marriage. So that's why she keeps downplaying their marriage.
Right.
Because she knew that Ernesto had other women. And she, from her understanding, she believes that Shirley was okay with it. That's why she said Shirley, she's not going to try to find anybody new at her age.
Right.
She's going to stick it out. Because she don't think he going to...
And I think that was so mean to say.
It was, but you know what? She's the same way.
Finding love is not a limitation on your age, y'all.
But you know what? Sonya has the same type of mentality, y'all. Think about it. Because she said on her live this past Sunday, she said that she's been dating the whole time she's been here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
She said in June of 2023, when she was begging Ernesto to be her man, she was still dating.
Yeah.
And so that lets me know that you're dating other men, but you're still pining away over somebody's husband. That lets me know that you have fear about being able to find somebody.
Right.
Because she said it in previous calls.
Right.
She thought she was going to be alone forever. So like I said in our last video, it's almost like she doesn't see herself and Shirley. She doesn't realize that they're more alike.
Similar.
They're similar.
Mm-hmm.
Then they are different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, I don't understand why she go in on Shirley so hard. It's like, bitch, you looking at yourself.
Okay, so let's talk about the daughters. We discussed.
Yes, let's see. Hey, Bridget, she said the nerve. LOL.
Hey,
yes.
Bridget.
Okay, y'all. So let's move into the relationship dynamic. Let's compare the relationship dynamic between Sonya and her daughter, who I think is in her 30s. And Shirley and her daughter, Sheraton. Let's talk about that, because that was another interesting point that we picked up from the phone calls. Okay, you want to talk about it?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Talk about it.
So, starting off, y'all remember in the call where Sonya was talking about, and she's mentioned it in previous calls too, where kind of like her alluding that her and her daughter kind of have like a strenuous or sometimes tumultuous relationship where they clash. She's talked about in previous phone calls where she's, allegedly had to tell her daughter, let's just walk away from each other in the heat of a conversation, because if I don't walk away from you in the heat of this conversation, I'm gonna put my hands on you. So I am here for the show. Hey girl, hey. Thank you for joining. She talked about that with her daughter. And she also talked about how when her daughter was younger, she tried to give her daughter advice on like what things to do, like getting her contractor license or just other like skill sets she could get to set herself up for the future and to set her up financially, but her daughter didn't want to listen. And she talks about how her daughter used to be a stripper and that now her daughter is a bartender, and she is a single mother, and that her grandbaby stays at home at night by herself while her daughter goes to work as a bartender. And it sounds like her 23-year-old son lives with her daughter. And so Sonya was talking about on this last call how she's...
Hi.
Yes, hey, the tall diva, Gail. Hey, Gail. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, y'all. Happy New Year, yes. Sonya was telling Ernesto how she got into it with her daughter, because she told her daughter, she was like, her daughter was telling her like, oh, he needs to get a job. My brother needs to get his own place. He's too grown. He needs to get his own place. And Sonya was like, well, no, he needs to take time to get himself together. Like, he doesn't need to get his new place right now. And I'm working with my brother and your uncle to try to help him get his contractor license so he can work with him and get his feet up. So by the time he's 30, he's situated financially. And Sonya said that she told her daughter, she was like, I tried to get you together and help you and set you up for your future, but you didn't want to listen. And so, from those calls, from this call and previous calls, you can tell that Sonya and her daughter, they don't always get along. They don't always see eye to eye. and she was kind of going in on her daughter on the call.
Was.
Like, she was talking about how her daughter used to be a stripper, like saying it like always very negative.
Yes, Bridget, she does.
Yes, Bridget. Let's see. I'm here for the show. Let's see. Simply Morgan said most kids follow what they see their parents do. Yes, I'm here for the show. Said she is walking in Sonia's footsteps. Yes. Bridget said she literally has way more issues to tend to than Nesto. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And she was talking about how her daughter used to be a stripper, how her daughter is now a bartender, and how her daughter leaves her daughter alone at night so she can go to work. And I'm scratching my head like, is this the 17-year-old granddaughter that Sonia mentioned in her previous lives? Like, what child is she leaving alone at night, 4 or 5 days a week alone
and bringing
at night?
randoms home.
Yeah, Sonia said her daughter be bringing randoms home.
So Sonia's on the call with Nesto talking about her child and Nesto. So I don't know if she's trying to say, you know, I don't uphold my daughter in wrong. You know, trying to let Ernesto know that, you know, she don't uphold her daughter in wrong like Shirley is upholding Sheridan in wrong. I don't know. Sonia is real cunning, y'all. She has a real cunning demeanor. And it's like she's doing everything she can to let Ernesto know, hey, I'm down with you. No matter what I got going on or what's going on,
you are my priority.
You are my priority. She's doing everything she can to let this man know, hey, I'm down for you. I'm sitting on this call. Ain't nowhere in the world I'm finna sit on a call talking to nobody about my child. I ain't finna do it.
Like, she was going in on her daughter.
Yeah. So now the whole world know that she don't really like her daughter.
And her daughter bring randoms home.
And her daughter bring randoms home.
So basically she insinuated that her daughter is promiscuous.
Right, and work at the strip club here in Atlanta, and she bring randoms home. And then she goes on to talk about...
But who is she to judge? Like, mother like daughter. Like y'all said in the comments.
Yes.
Like mother like daughter.
Yes.
You judging your daughter, talking about she bringing randoms home, but you sleeping with married men.
Yes. But the son, it sounds like she adores the son.
The son can't do no wrong. That's her baby.
That's her baby. She's going to do everything she can to help the son. She pretty much said that in this last call.
Right.
She's going to do everything she can.
What they say, we raise the daughters and love the sons.
We raise the daughters and love the sons.
The mothers are harder on the daughters and a lot more lenient on the sons. The sons can get away with murder. Yeah. But the daughters, they got to be on point. They got to succeed. The expectations are super high for them.
Yep, and we know that. We often hear that. As a matter of fact, I often heard that from one of my good girlfriends, that's how it was for her, and she actually turned out to be pretty damn good.
And the brother turned out to be sorry.
Yup. So we know that most likely happens. Y'all.
Yeah, and I'm like, so it's like, okay, you're talking about Shirley and what she has going on, but you got stuff you got going on too with your children. Let's see, I'm here for the show. Said Nesto does it too, talks down on his kids and ex-wife.
Yes.
Sonia is male identified. Yes. That's a good point.
Very good point.
That's a good point.
Love that.
Yes, I'm here for the show. Because remember, and that reminds me from previous phone calls when she was... talking about how women judge men and how women lie on men about potentially sexual assaults, and how sometimes women... female, saying how sometimes women can be bitter and jaded and they can lie on men when they get mad at them, when they don't want to be with them anymore. Yes, she is male identified.
Very good point.
That's a good point. Let's see. Gail said, Sonia is pitiful. She think Nasty Nessa want her. We can tell he don't. And she broke. He just don't have anybody else to talk to.
Yeah, because he be getting annoyed with her. If you listen to him in these calls, he kind of gets like, get yourself together. Go get something to eat and call me back.
He said, get you some Nutrigen. Get you some nutrients? He be cracking me up. And the pazzarazzi's. Oh, he is so funny.
He is hilarious.
Oh, his non-talking
I think
self.
He's getting annoyed with Sonya, but he don't have nobody else like you say. That's
yeah, he don't. And they kept asking Sonya on her live like Sunday, like, do you have any money? Are you going to help your man?
Yes.
And she was like, well, we're just trying to raise money for the legal fees. And I'm set financially, but, she kept skirting around that question. She ain't finna put no money in the pot.
She ain't finna put no money in the pot.
She just got enough talk and put money on the phone. That's all she can really do.
That's all she gonna do.
Now, y'all, who is? Did you want to say something else?
I want to talk about Daryl.
I was just gonna say
Okay,
that.
let's talk about Daryl.
Who is Daryl, y'all? And we got 12 people in the chat. Y'all be sure to like this video. We only have 5 likes and 13 people in the chat. So please, y'all, like this video. Let's see. Simply Morgan says it's like he's aware that
Simply Morgan.
her mentality is juvenile.
Yes, it is. That's what I was telling her for a 55-year-old. Oh my goodness. She's something.
Yes. Bridget says she doesn't challenge him. They literally have the same mindset. Yep, they do. They do.
And she goes along with whatever he says.
Yeah, talking about in this phone call, y'all, she was talking about how he's innocent of all the charges.
Yes.
But on the live she did this past Sunday, she said that she was basically intimating that he may be guilty on the on some civil charges.
Yeah.
Like basically with the allegations for the women about the theft by deception.
Mm-hmm.
Like he may potentially be guilty of that, allegedly.
Okay, Daryl is Ernesto friends looks up to. Oh.
Okay, so Daryl is the friend Ernesto looks up to who didn't come to his wedding. Okay, and just so we forgot to put out the disclaimer. Everything we say in this video is allegedly, and all persons are innocent until proven guilty. Okay, boom, let's go back to Daryl. Okay. And it seemed like he kind of like has a love, not, I don't want to say love-hate relationship with Daryl, but he don't have a lot of faith in him. Like, he feel like Daryl is just coming around to be nosy.
Right.
But let's talk about Daryl. What you want to say?
Well, okay, so I think that, so we had Dre and Daryl was the 2 friends that was gone, and Lamont.
The brother. So we had these 3 people that was trying to come up with the money when Shirley left. So Lamont said he ain't had it. Lamont ain't got it. They hadn't heard from Dre, but I think this phone call was before they got back with Dre. Right. This was in June of 2023.
Okay.
They got back with Dre like towards the fall of
2023. Okay, so Daryl, he thought Daryl was going to come visit him, you know. So Ernesto say, I want you to, if Daryl come up there, I want you to get with him immediately. Now, I know Daryl. Now, he already trying to plot how Daryl going to pay for his legal fees.
With a credit card.
Yeah, with a credit card. Daryl going to do it with a credit card because Daryl don't want to have nothing to do with it.
You don't want his name on it.
Don't want his name on nothing. So they called Daryl. Daryl cool and everything. Hey, man, what's up?
I thought you was out.
I thought you was out. He talking all that stuff. He knew that man wasn't out of jail. But here's the thing. Daryl knew Sonya too. Everybody knew Sonya. Everybody knew the side chick. Everybody knew Sonya and was cool with it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Daryl like, yeah, man, I'll be up there. You want me to come up there and see you tomorrow? I'll be up there to see you tomorrow. So the coach, the secretary, the administrative assistant,
the counselor,
the
motivator,
mm-hmm. She go ahead and try to set the visit up for Daryl to come the next day.
Because she was originally scheduled to come that day.
She was originally scheduled to come, but since the man that had the plan was with the money, mm-hmm. he need to come.
So she was going to cancel her visit.
Right.
Because only one person can come visit a week.
Nesto like, we going to knock you out the way. If you don't come, somebody can come in your place. They don't know who it is, but I need this man to come. And if he come tomorrow, I want him to meet with you ASP. Because he got the credit card, and we got to get this thing moving and shaking. The man didn't come, y'all.
And he told Ernesto he was gonna come. And he was like, "Oh, I can log in and sign up to come, and I can be there in the morning." Because I guess he don't live too far from the jail.
Y'all, the man didn't show up. The man was smart. The man was like, hell no, y'all ain't finna get me in there bull crap.
Yep, the tall diva said Daryl was smart. He wasn't smart when he didn't want to be in no pictures at the wedding. And then I'm here for the show said Daryl said, I can't hear you. The call is breaking up.
Exactly.
Yes, so Daryl never showed up after he told Ernesto that he was going to show up and that they was going to talk and try to strategize to see how he could help him.
Never showed up. So that was another person where he didn't get no money from.
And Ernesto told him, you all I got. I don't really have nobody.
I don't have nobody else. You heard what's going on. He was trying to tell Daryl what was going on. And, he was like, man, just come up here, and then we can talk, and he thought Daryl was going to come up there and they was going to talk, and Daryl was going to say, well, him, man, just take my credit card and we're going to get you out of this situation. Nope, that didn't happen. That did not happen, okay? Yes, this is so ghetto. Exactly.
Yes, the talk even said, I bet Daryl is an ex-jail associate as well.
Probably so.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
But he didn't show up. He didn't take his ass up there.
He did not go up there. Daryl is not getting involved in none of this. And look, don't seem like Dre paid for nothing either, because on this last phone call, Sonya said he's still trying to get the money. He got to GoFundMe. I don't know if anybody put any money on the GoFundMe.
On her last live, yeah, she said she still has to GoFundMe up.
She got to GoFundMe up.
And they still trying to raise money.
For him to get assistance in his legal fees, not for the bond.
But for the legal fee, because the bond is almost $800,000.
So they can, they trying to get the money up so they can get him out. So he ain't found nobody to come along to help him with these legal fees. So y'all, I don't know what Ernesto gonna do at this point. I don't know what he can do. I don't know does he even have another court date? I don't even think
she been checking. I think she would have told us on Sunday if he had a court date.
She was busy getting ready to go out. She said she was going out
for New Year. The whiskey mistress.
Yeah. Is that where young people go?
All people go, but I think that was a rookie move for her to say where she was gone. God forbid if somebody wanted to hurt her. Yeah. Somebody could have met her there and did something.
Yeah.
Hopefully she was lying about where she was going.
I hope so too.
But that wasn't smart.
Because that wasn't smart at all.
Yeah, I'm like, for you to come off like you so smart, you
showing your
coattail, you showing your slip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she said she was on the call with Ernesto, that call. She was like, I be getting these so and so straight in the comment. They be coming for me and I be letting them have it. I be telling them, yeah, y'all wrong. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all, she want Ernesto to know, baby, I be going hard for my man in jail. Baby, I be holding it down out here in these streets for you. Ain't nobody gonna be talking about my man. I be cussing them out, baby.
Let's see. Bridget Thomas says her son needs a place to stay and she's raising money for someone else's husband.
Yes.
Girl, yes. Well, her thought, Bridget, she feels like her son is still young. He's 23?
And she's molding him.
So it's okay. I think he's living with her daughter. Or because they're roommating, I think. Mm-hmm. And then her daughter is like, he needs to move out and get her own place. But Sonya is like, he's still growing up. Right. He's still trying to get himself together. He's still trying to figure himself out, what he wants to do professionally. Right. So he can have grace. That's basically what she's saying.
That's what she's saying. Yeah. She's helping him,
because she wants him to get in. She wants her brother to take him under his wing, because I think her brother is like a contractor or in construction or something. Yeah. So she want her brother to, help her son. Yes. So he can get himself set up and go into that field. Let's see. Child Sonya went to bed.
You think she went to bed? You don't think she went out?
She said she was going out, y'all, to celebrate New Year's. That's what she said. She said she was going to wash her hair, put it in a ponytail that y'all don't like, and then she was going out to bring in the New Year. Let's see. Yeah. Bridget said, my man. Yes.
She was going hard for that man.
Yeah, let's see. Gail said they got $60. Better use it on phone calls. Who got that kind of money? Oh, they got $60
over there.
Wow.
Okay.
On the GoFundMe. Lord, have mercy.
Well, she say she still got it up there, honey.
And she's still raising money.
She's still raising money to help her man. So Shirley ain't helping with no more money. But let's go back to the way she talk about Shirley. I don't like the way she talks about her. She just act like she's just so familiar with her and Sheridan.
He telling her Sheridan and Shirley's business. And that's why she's so disrespectful.
She is
and so flagrant.
disrespectful.
Because he's talking shit to her about Sheridan and Shirley. Remember when she asked him after she told him about what Shirley told Lamont, how she was done, how he couldn't come back to her place, how she was going to serve him the divorce papers. And she was like, so how do you feel? And he was like, I don't feel no way. I feel fine. I feel less stress off of me. I feel less stress off of me.
I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he don't respect them. He talking shit about them to her.
I ain't
so that's
worried
why
about
she doing
that.
it.
I ain't worried about that. I'm just worried about my freedom. And then she just goes on and talk about how Shirley need to get over it. You know, it's not his fault that they in this situation. It's just awful, y'all.
Yeah, it is awful. It's awful. And so I think Shirley did the right thing. My only thing is, I'm curious to know why she isn't proceeding forward with the divorce.
Yeah.
Is she concerned that he may try to like sue her for alimony or something? Because when she spoke to him in June of 2023, you know, after Sonia relayed the message that Lamont told her from Shirley, Ernesto called Shirley. Yeah. Ernesto called Shirley to confirm what Lamont told Sonia. And it was true, but it wasn't the full story according to Ernesto. So Ernesto said, in addition to Shirley having, you know, the attorneys send him the separation papers and them announcing that they're going to break up, Shirley was also going to allegedly send him more paperwork. So because I guess they have like some properties together or investment, some type of business tied together that Shirley they both needed to sign off for. That's what he said. They have something together that they need to sign off for to dissolve it, I guess, or to separate. So I don't know what it is. Who knows? According to Sonia, y'all, she said Ernesto do got money, but the feds, they froze his accounts. And Sonia said the reason that the police or whatever, they froze Ernesto's accounts so that he couldn't fight his case, his assets. That's what Sonia said. Sonia said he does have some funds, he does have some assets, but they're frozen. He can't access them. And that's why he can't afford to pay his own attorney out of his own pockets.
But remember when he was talking to Shirley and he told Shirley, what money I got? What millions I got? What money I got?
That's what Sonya said on one of her lives. So I'm
like,
what? I don't know if that's...
any of those phone calls when he was talking to Shirley and Shirley was struggling trying to pay, he would have said, well, you know, I would have had money. I don't know about that. I don't know. You can't believe what Sonya said.
You can't. That's true. And she said that she even said it when she went on the Tasha K show. She lied about a lot of things, and that if we wanted to know the truth, we needed to refer to the phone calls because those were real conversations where she wasn't lying.
So we know she lied.
We know she lied. Yeah. Let's see. I am here for the show. So I don't think they are married. A lot of people keep saying that.
Not married.
And when people ask Sonya that, she'll be like, "Oh, I don't know." She's like, "I don't know if it's like a Hollywood situation where they pretend to be married or what."
A lot of people saying
they don't know.
Right,
said, ain't no money. That's what Sonya said, y'all. I'm just the messenger. Sonya said Ernesto did have some money. Sonya said he also did have some assets, but they froze his accounts when he got locked up because they knew if he had access to his money, he could fight his case and win.
I don't think it's no money. I don't think it's no money.
That's what Sonya said. Let's see. I'm here for the show. She said if they froze the accounts, it would be in the paperwork.
Right.
I don't know where she's getting that from.
Point. Right.
I don't know why she's lying to us. And then she keeps saying on the live she did Sunday, she said, this is my personal business. This is my life. I don't owe you guys transparency. Why do I have to be transparent with you all? She was like, it's not that big of a deal what we're going through. Like Fifi said earlier in the live, you know, I'm a regular person. Ernesto is a regular person. Shirley is a regular person. No, she's not. Because if she was, you wouldn't be blowing up on these YouTube streets off of this scandal.
Hi, Samantha.
Hey, Samantha. She said, if they are not married, that is a good thing for Shirley. He can't get alimony.
Right. We gonna see, because Shirley been real quiet, y'all.
She has been really quiet.
She's doing a good job with staying out of this.
She is.
She's really doing a good job.
And I'm sure she's been advised by people to tell her.
She has no footprints anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bridget said they were living pillow to post. Ain't no money.
Right.
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 Yeah, right. And then Ernesto talked about how Shirley, she was already having financial issues before they got married. So I don't know, but I thought that was that was trifling of him to kind of talk crap about her sleeping on that air mattress to Sonya.
Yeah,
but he was the reason she was sleeping on that.
He was the reason. So
I thought that was really shady, and that's another reason why Sonya don't have no respect.
None,
because he talked so much shit about Shirley and her daughter, calling Sheridan a bitch and everything.
And she even started to say little nasty things about Sheridan. She don't even know Sheridan. She just way out of line, y'all.
Too damn invested. Let's see. I'm here for the show. Say, if you remember, he was writing
insufficient checks.
Yeah.
Checks. Okay, so he was out here writing bad checks too.
I'm not shocked.
I'm not shocked either.
Allegedly, I'm not shocked.
And nowadays, who writing checks? I mean, Lord Jesus. Just out here writing checks. Maybe on his business account. Maybe that's okay. Probably on a business account.
On his business account, yes.
Okay.
And then did y'all hear on the phone call when she was talking about how allegedly Shaq got in trouble for having porn on his computer?
Yes.
Let's talk about that, y'all. Okay, let's see. The Tall Diva said, I want to know where all the rent money went.
Right, exactly.
Right. Okay, y'all, but let's talk about that. When Sonya brought it up out of thin air, just randomly brings it up that allegedly Shaq was in trouble for having porn on his computer.
And I've never heard it.
Have y'all heard of that? Have y'all heard about allegedly Shaq having porn on his computer? I've never heard that story.
And if it
I've never seen it on the blog.
Because Shaq has a lot going on.
He has so many like endorsements and brand deals. Anytime you watch TV, he in at least 2, 3, 4 commercials.
Yeah, I never heard that. Where did she get that from?
Where did Sonya get that from, y'all? Has anybody in the chat heard it? Let's see. Simply Morgan said, yes, heard it. Bridget said, who's still accepting checks furthermore?
Yes.
Anybody else heard it? Because I never heard that before. Let's see. Linda Gibbs said, good evening, Sandy and Fifi. Shirley might have been sleeping on the air mattress, but it is hers and she doesn't have someone telling her lights off. Yes, that's a good point. But yes, y'all. So back to the alleged allegations about Shaq that Sonya brought up. Okay, I feel like she was bringing up those allegations to try to make Nesto feel better about his CP allegations.
She was.
You know, just to try to distract him. And she said in her live that she did on YouTube that sometimes she'll bring up random crap just to try to distract him and lift his spirits.
She was.
But I thought that was just like random as hell. Like, girl, what?
She was. Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm here. She said, I know he loves young girls like that. Yeah. Did you hear him talk about the difference in the behinds of a 50? Remember when he was talking about the difference in the bus?
No, Sonya was talking about it.
Sonya was talking
about the difference between
but
a 20-year-old.
He knew the difference. He's felt the difference before.
Yes, he did.
He did.
He did. So let's shift to that topic, y'all. Okay. Okay, Gail said, and she said the girl was 19. Yes, she did. She did. Yes. Okay, so let's shift to that. Okay, when Sonya brought up there's a difference between how a 20-year-old butt feel and how a 50-year-old butt feel, which is just silly.
Yes.
And she was talking about how she was having cellulites in her little skinny thighs and she didn't like how it looked. I'm like, girl, go on. You just dramatic. Ain't nothing wrong. But you want to talk about that? How she said the 20-year-old butt was firm and harder, and how the 50-year-old butt was allegedly saggy. Just ignorant.
And Nesto said, no. I ain't felt a 20-year-old butt, and I ain't felt a 55 plus something, but not necessarily, Nesto said, no. Nesto said he ain't felt it all, y'all. From a young butt to an old butt. Now, I don't know how old the butts was. But Nesto say he ain't felt it all, y'all. Okay? So he hurry up and straight Sonya out on that, baby.
And then when she was talking about her being thick.
He said, I don't remember that.
Girl, I was dying laughing. When Sonya just randomly started talking about how she was looking thick in her shorts when she met him.
Yes.
That was hilarious. Let's
see.
Okay, Samantha said they always bringing up someone else's mess to make Nesto feel better about his misgivings. Yes. I'm here for the show said, do you hear him say he met her at the gas station and she ain't got no shape?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we talking about. Yes.
And she was talking about she was thick and he was like, no, I don't remember that.
I don't remember that. I remember that she said she had on her booty shorts and she was thick. Now I remember that. And then on her live, she said, we met on business, y'all. I didn't know he was married until 3 weeks later because he didn't tell me, because we met on some business.
Yeah,
y'all.
then she initially said she was driving down the street in Atlanta and she saw a man standing outside of a building. She pulled over to inquire about potentially leasing the building. And then now they're talking about when they saw each other at the gas station.
So it's so many stories.
Is that the first time you met him at the gas station, or y'all just met up? You was in town to visit, and he was at the gas station.
Oh, okay. I know what I wanted to tell y'all too. Now, this is what I heard allegedly. I think it was somebody had mentioned it. I don't know if I was listening to Real Bougie Talk, one of her lives, but somebody on her live was saying that allegedly they thought that Sonia was an informant because some of the things that she mentioned, it hasn't really been put out there. Like, for instance, how did she know it was the CP was on the laptop? Because that was never mentioned. And then she said something again, too, in this call where she told Ernesto, well, you know, when you get out, you can change your name. You can change your identity. Why would she tell him that? Why would she? That's expensive to do, to change your name and change all your identity.
I guess she think he won't be able to show his face around the city in Atlanta anymore.
You know, but somebody was saying, do y'all think that she's an informant? That she's trying to set him up and get some information to set him up, that she's working? That's what somebody, and I thought that was real interesting.
That's very interesting.
It's very interesting that, because they're saying that a lot of things that she say change. You know, her stories change, like how she met him. We and her like 3 different stories on how she met him.
Versions,
yeah. And then all of a sudden now she's talking more and more, you know, about why is she so invested in this man's case? And why did she move here? Where is she getting the money to stay here? Y'all staying in Atlanta, it's not cheap.
She said she got investment. She's not working at the call center no more, like we heard on the phone calls. She said she is now retired and that she's living off of investments.
Oh, somebody said, yeah. Okay, let's read the comments. Okay.
Let's see. Samantha said, yes, I think she's working for the prosecutor for immunity.
Y'all, allegedly, that's the word on the street. Allegedly.
I know, y'all. We got 20 people in here and only 10 likes. Please like the video, y'all.
Yeah, and I thought that was real interesting that somebody, that made me think, like, so now when I'm listening to her, I'm kind of like analyzing every little thing that she says, and she really knows a lot about his case, y'all.
But she keeps saying, oh, it's just because I read the warrant.
Yeah, she keeps saying, oh.
He's never spoken to me about this allegation.
Yeah, she knows a lot. Let's see. Allegedly.
Yes,
yeah,
allegedly.
Everything we say is allegedly.
Yes. Wouldn't that be something? Let's see. Yeah, she did say that I'm here for the remote. So she said she was still a remote paralegal. She lies so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then did y'all hear her say that she had a customer service job too? She had got the customer service job here in Atlanta because Ernesto said, well, you know, she said, well, I can go to this place and work, you know, when I get tired of being at home. They have like a workspace over by Georgia Tech. So she said sometimes she could go there. But now all of a sudden last night, she said she retired, y'all. She not working no more.
She's retired.
She's retired at 55.
And she's living off her investment.
And she's living off her investment. So her story changes, y'all. It just changes and changes and changes.
Let's see. Bridget said, I doubt it because she's moving a little sloppy with it.
Okay. Yeah, she is.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
And she can't remember what she said.
No.
Like on the live Sunday, people were like confronting her about what she said on the phone calls. And she was like, I didn't say that. Or what phone call is that? I don't remember saying that. Or you have to remember that was June. This is now. Things change. That was 7 months ago.
But she talks so much. That's what I said. When you talk so much, you forget what you say.
It's hard to keep up.
It's hard to keep up.
I'm here for the show said, I wonder if they will offer Erica a deal.
I don't know. I don't think.
To testify against Ernesto?
And do you think Erica would? And that's another thing, too. She keeps talking about, I think she feels some type of way about Erica. I think she feels some type of way about Erica and Ernesto's relationship, that they have been friends for so long, and that Erica allegedly lived next door. And she said the reason why y'all not checking for Erica, because the way Erica looked.
Because she's unattractive.
Because Erica's unattractive, and that's why y'all keep coming for her, because she's attractive.
Because she cute.
Because she cute. But
and slim in the waist.
And slim in the waist. Mm-hmm. And y'all don't go after the unattractive women. Y'all just always attack the attractive women because y'all got low self-esteem. Pretty much. I'm like, what? What is she talking about?
She said that's why we going in on her.
That's why we going in on her, because she's attractive. And y'all really need to be going in on Erica. Because Erica was really doing, allegedly, all these things.
She's the mastermind.
She's the mastermind behind this. And
it's co-defendant,
right,
allegedly.
And she don't know how, allegedly, Erica stayed next door to them. And y'all remember in the car.
And she said Shirley didn't even know.
And Shirley didn't even know this lady. And the lady was living right next door for 10 years. No one know him for 10 years.
Let's see. Gail said if he don't get with her, she gonna do his ass in. She want him to stay right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If the way she talking now, if she were to fall out with Ernesto, it would be hell for him. Yes. She gonna let it all hang out.
Yes.
Yes. I'm here for the show. Say yes, she don't like Erica, right? Samantha said I do too. When she brought up Erica, it was about her look. She's so immature.
So yes, wasn't that immature?
Yeah, and then I'm here for the show. Say Erica looked good on Instagram. That was a prison pic. Yeah, I remember Erica used to be real. I remember I used to follow Erica on Instagram.
Yeah, like, that's what you were
years ago. Years and years ago. Erica was like really big into like credit repair, entrepreneur. I used to follow Erica, and she would always post pictures with like celebrities. She would always post pictures in luxury homes, luxury cars. So, you know, whatever she been doing, she been at it for a minute. This was like in like 2013, 2014.
And she got caught up with Ernesto.
Yes. Gail said, Fifi, you mean when she lies so much she can't keep up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Samantha said, I believe Shirley knew Erica was next door, allegedly.
You think so?
But Sonia said that Shirley didn't know who Erica was.
And maybe she
was asking her.
Maybe Shirley didn't want to admit she knew who she was.
Because she knew the phone call was being recorded.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. Y'all, I think Shirley was smarter than what we thought on those phone calls.
Yeah. Hey, Gap Girl. Hey.
Hey. I think she was smarter than what she thought.
Than what we thought?
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Yeah. Yeah. I think Shirley knew some stuff.
So you think she did know? Maybe allegedly who Erica was.
Allegedly. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe she did.
Maybe she did. I you know, I don't know. I think Shirley.
And do you think maybe Shirley knew about the other girlfriends then?
Of course she did.
Okay. Because Sonia making like Ernesto and Shirley allegedly had an open marriage. And that's why it's not that big of a deal that she was messing around with Ernesto. She wasn't even the main girl. So she don't know why we so fixated on her. That's what Sonia said in her live this past Sunday. She's like, there were other women. There were 3 other women. I don't know why y'all are so fixated on me. But are there any other phone calls with the other women?
That's a good point.
I'm just putting that out there. I wonder, are there any other phone calls between Ernesto and the other women? Probably not, because he, allegedly finessed them out of their funds. And you're the only one that's still around. So that's why we still fixated on you.
Exactly. And you're the only one to keep talking.
And going live.
And searching for significance.
And putting up GoFundMes.
And she said she gonna keep going live because every time y'all come for her, she going on her live to get y'all straight.
Yep, she said she's gonna continue to go live so that she can address the bloggers,
the narrative.
Yeah, so because they're putting out false narratives about her, and she said that she would have kept quiet had they not exposed her identity and her family's identity. Yes. And she said she didn't have any choice but to speak out once they exposed her and her family identity.
Yes.
So she gonna keep going live.
Yes.
Let's see. Gab Girl said Sonia is a lunatic. Samantha said, I do believe they had an open marriage, allegedly. That's what Sonia keeps insinuating.
That they had an open marriage.
She keeps saying, she's like, I don't know why y'all are tripping. Like, people cheat. That's common. Sonia said most men are unfaithful than faithful.
And
it's very common.
He wasn't coming home for 3 days.
At a time. So I agree with you, Samantha. I think allegedly Shirley and Ernesto probably did have an open marriage or an agreement with an understanding.
They had to.
Because remember, Sonia said Ernesto had a girlfriend when he got locked up in July 2022. He had a girlfriend, and it wasn't her.
Yep.
Let's see. Bridget said, if you aren't the main girl, why are you so fixated?
Exactly. And why is she trying to help him? And why did she move here? Just because he called her when she was on her deathbed in the hospital, she said she owed him everything. She owed him.
I don't know. Gail said Shirley know more than we think she knows. She don't want to lose her job. Yeah. Yes. I think so too, Gail.
I think so too, Gail. Yes. Yeah. Most definitely.
I don't think she's as naive as we think she is. I really don't.
No.
She's playing chess, not checkers.
Yes.
I get it.
And you know Steve has been in that ear too.
Oh, yeah. You know Steve been in her ear. Because she said it on earlier phone calls. He was telling her what she needs to do.
Y'all tap the screen.
Yes, y'all. We got 19 people in the chat. Only 10 likes. Please like the video, y'all. I'm here for the show. Said, I think Nesto and Shirley had an arrangement. And she knew he was a Tinder swindler. Because women have been reaching out to her on Instagram for years in her comments. Yeah, well, that's smoke, that's fire. I agree. Samantha said there is no way Shirley know there were no other women with him being gone for days. She plays dumb. Gabrielle says Sonia lies so much you don't know what to believe.
You don't.
Yeah, so they definitely allegedly probably had an open marriage.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah. And now the world knows, and Shirley is embarrassed. Like Sonia said, she's so embarrassed. But she has every right to be embarrassed. And then what I didn't like when Sonia was like, it's not your fault that this happened to you, Nesto. And it's not her fault that she's involved. Yes, it is his fault.
It is his fault.
He's not innocent.
Whose fault is it? And when is he going to take some accountability for all this foolishness?
Yeah. I don't know what she's talking about with that. I'm here for the show. Said plus he was arrested 4 times since the so-called wedding.
Yes,
right.
Yes, but Shirley didn't think that this. She thought this time would be like the last time. She thought he was just gonna get out. He was gonna get bond, and everything was gonna be all right like the other time. But when those CP charges came up, that switched the whole thing. That turned the whole thing around. You know, so you know, it's like at some point, you know, Shirley got to be like, okay, what is it that, you know, I need to do to step away from this completely, restore my relationship with my daughter. That's what she needs to focus on.
And I think that's what she's focusing on now. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
That's why she told Lamont, I can't put him before my daughter anymore.
Right.
And I think that's smart.
Yeah.
I think that's smart. She's giving him enough. She's been strong enough.
She's been strong enough. And she just needs to go ahead and move on.
Yeah.
And like Sonia said, you know, she's just worried about her job right now.
We all be worried about our job. Will we all be worried about our job and our career? We was in this situation. This is our livelihood. That's the job that's giving her money to pay for your man legal fees. Yes, she should be concerned about her job. What are you talking about? Let's see. The Tall Diva said, do you think she really, really wrote the affidavit?
Okay, so they were talking about the affidavit.
Yes.
And Shirley said she didn't do it. Ernesto said that Shirley said she didn't write the affidavit. Do y'all think that the attorney wrote the affidavit and signed Shirley's name, allegedly? Because Ernesto says Shirley said she did not do it. So who did it? Who did it? Who did it?
Who done it? Well, y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gab Girl said it is his fault. He was stealing from different women. Sonya got a serious man problem.
Yes. Yes.
Samantha said, did y'all hear the part where Nesto said he is innocent of CP and Sonya corrected him saying he's innocent of all charges?
Yes.
He didn't co-sign that.
Yes, I heard that.
I agree, Samantha. He was very adamant about the CP charges and the RA charges.
Yes.
But the other charges he wasn't as adamant about. And now, for y'all who caught her live on Sunday, she's basically saying that if any other charges are true, it would allegedly be those theft by deception charges, and that they're not criminal. They shouldn't be tried as a criminal. They should be tried as civil.
Right.
So she has now switched her beliefs, Samantha, and now she's thinking that those charges are potentially true, allegedly. Let's see. Samantha said attorney or someone else may have written it, but she signed it, allegedly.
Right.
Yeah, I'm here for the show, said I believe she signed it.
Right. She just lied to Ernesto and said she didn't. But she did. She ain't want to be arguing with Honey.
Yeah, she wasn't trying to go back and forth. She's like, I got my mind made up. This is how I'm moving, and it is what it is. Do y'all think Steve and Panay and them told her to do it?
But she wasn't talking to Panay.
Well, maybe Steve.
Steve told her to do it.
I think Shirley is back cool with Panay.
You think so?
I think I saw her like one of Panay's
Y'all,
pictures.
Panay is a very nice looking woman.
Panay is the hairstylist turned best friend.
She's really nice looking. She's a nice looking woman. And she's real classy.
I think they may be back on good terms again. I don't know.
She's real classy. Let's see, what else?
Yeah, I'm here for so she just said I believe she signed it.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe so. And somebody, I think Infamous Sylvia did a field trip to the hair salon where Panay is.
Yeah, she went to all the different spots where Shirley and Ernesto hung out at.
Here in Atlanta.
Yes. I'm here for the show, said Panay is good people.
Okay. Yeah, she seems like a real nice lady. She's a beautiful woman.
The Gap Girl said Sonya say she don't believe in God, but yet she wear a cross on her neck. Make that make sense. Good point, Gap Girl.
Yeah.
And another thing, I find it interesting that she's still an atheist after almost losing her life twice. Remember, the first time was when the ex shot her, and then the second time was when she was in that hospital due to complications from the gunshot wound. But she's still an atheist. I find that very interesting. And she talked about that on her live this past Sunday, how, even though she's an atheist, she's a good person.
Right.
But I just find that so interesting, the way God has spared her, and she still doesn't believe in God.
She still doesn't believe in God.
I mean, it's her prerogative, it's her choice, but that's very, very interesting. And basically the excuse she gave was, well, when I look at everything that's going on in the world and innocent people are dying, how can there be a God? And I just thought that was very interesting.
Who she thinks spared her life.
I don't know. But she said she don't believe in that. Let's see. Samantha said Steve does whatever Marjorie tells him to do. She may have made him tell her that. Who knows?
Oh,
yeah. And Sonya says she believes the reason why people hate on Marjorie is because she's beautiful.
Yeah.
And she says she thinks Marjorie is the OG. She said that.
Yeah. So she liked Marjorie.
She liked Marjorie.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Tall Diva said, Miss Infamous Sylvia Live, they caught how Shirley and her daughter were in Panay salon getting their hair done.
So they were together.
Oh.
Because she just went this weekend. Good. So they back with Panay and they getting their hair done. All right. Good. I'm glad to hear that she's with her daughter and her friend, and she didn't let Ernesto end those relationships. Okay, good. That makes me feel good.
Okay, let's see. Gail said swindling people is a felony. They say her and Panay back friends. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm happy to hear that.
Happy to hear that.
Yeah, she was just trying to speak some sense into her.
Yes.
Oh, let's see. I'm here for the show. Said yes, very interesting. Also, she grew up Muslim. Yep, she talked about that.
Yep, she did.
She did. She also said yes. Sylvia talked to Sheridan.
Oh,
wow.
Did she? Okay. Good. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Isn't on? Did Sylvia say the live? Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
That makes me happy.
That that makes me happy that Shirley is back with her daughter, because that's one of the things that I wanted to come out of this. I wanted her to go back to her child. Go back to the people who love you unconditionally. Go to back to your grandkids and leave this man alone. Yes.
Let's see. Gail said, and Shirley and her daughter were hiding in the back. Shirley had on a yellow bandana.
When Sylvia went in on them.
Yeah, and then I'm here for the show said it is on the live.
Okay,
we'll have to go back.
We're gonna have
Thank you
to go
for
back
that.
and
I'm here
see
for the
it.
show.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
I
good.
saw the video, but I was working, so I kept going. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Okay.
Okay. Good. Okay, that makes me happy. That's good.
Oh, that makes me happy. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And y'all please be sure to like the video. Thank you, Samantha. Did y'all
Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you, y'all. We got 24 people, 14 likes. Please like the video. Like
Thank you.
Video.
Appreciate you all. Wow.
Good.
Okay.
Good. So, Sonya, you take a page out of Shirley's book and you get right with your daughter.
Yeah, me and that relationship with your daughter.
You shouldn't be telling us that your daughter bringing random home.
That is awful, y'all. She said that on
She
a
talking
call.
about her like a dog. Don't do
She
that.
said her daughter brings home randoms.
And she leaves her child alone
And
at
she
night.
leaves her child
Which
alone
I'm hoping-
at night.
I'm hoping she's referring to,
To
the
the
17-year-old.
17-year-old.
I hope it's not no small child. I
4
really
nights
hope not.
a week. This is what this woman said on a call. But her daughter works at some strip club here as a bartender. And then she talked about how her daughter in her 20s was a dancer.
She was a stripper.
Or whatever. But
she managed strip clubs.
why are you talking to this man about stuff like that? And Ernesto didn't say one word. He didn't even feed into it. He was like, He didn't feed into it. And I was kind of, okay, good. I'm glad he's not saying nothing. Because he had to have known, you know, why is this woman talking to me about her child like this?
Well, I guess because he confided in her about his children when he called Dion slow, and then he talked about his daughter.
Yeah.
How he had to put his daughter out the house because he thought the daughter was going to allegedly unalive him.
Yes.
So maybe that's why. I don't know. But I'm like, Sonya, you talked about how you used to help open up strip clubs and you used to manage them.
Right.
So why are you looking down on strippers?
Yes, that's what I'm saying, Bridget. A mom doing that, talking about her daughter like that, that was just awful. That was uncalled for. She didn't even have to have that conversation with her.
Yeah.
That was one that she didn't have to have. But once again, she wants to show him that she's down with him and she's relatable to all of his situations.
They have similar life experiences.
Similar life experiences. She wants to let Ernesto, hey, I'm in this with you, okay? No matter what.
And I'm strong.
See exactly who was watching the kids while she was at the strip club. So exactly when she was a manager and a bartender.
Yes.
Exactly. Was she leaving her kids alone?
Right.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yes. Sonya is out of control. She is a piece of work. I'm telling you, some of the stuff she says in those calls. But you know how they thought they was gonna run up on this last friend, Daryl. He flipped the script on them.
Yeah,
Daryl was recognized game.
Daryl was a disappointment.
Yes.
He was kind of skeptical if he was gonna help him, but then he was like, you know, he's kind of like my last resort, so hopefully he does come through.
Yes.
And he said that if he does come through, he's going to want to move fast. So you talk to him and bring him up to speed, and then he'll come visit me. Let's see. Samantha said, why does he call Lamont his brother? Yeah. No, I think that is his brother.
Is it his brother or his friend?
I think that's his brother.
I thought it was his brother.
I thought it was too. Is it not his brother, Samantha? Let's see. Gail said he probably was rolling his eyes.
I don't know. Who is that?
Anissa said, I remember, and so does she. Yes. And then the Gap Girl said she needs to grow up.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, speaking of Lamont, Samantha, Lamont ain't got no more money, but Lamont do want to go to Dubai with Nesta when he get out. Lamont did say that on the call.
But he ain't got no money.
Lamont said, bruh, when you get out, I want us to take a trip. I want us to go to Dubai where ain't nobody gonna bother us. They gonna leave us the F alone and we can just relax and enjoy ourselves.
But where he gonna get the money from? He ain't got the money. He don't need that right now. He need him to help get an attorney.
Let's see. Nesto knows Sonya is a bird and he is sick of her, but he doesn't have anyone else.
Right.
The tall diva said Lamont is one of his jail associates.
Oh, so it's not his brother.
Not the biological brother. Okay. Samantha said, I believe Sonya spoke with Daryl before the visit, allegedly. She is also isolating all of his people. Well, let her tell it. Based off of the recent lives that Sonya has done, nobody is around anymore.
Everybody is gone.
Everybody is gone.
Okay, so they're not blood brothers. Okay.
Not his biological brother.
Okay, well, yes. Sonya said she the only one holding them down. That, she the only one that's around. She the only one that's holding them down. Ain't nobody got no money. And she don't know what he gonna do. And did y'all hear on this last call, Ernesto said, my head been hurting for 2 days. He said, I've been having a headache for 2 days. I'm like, man, allegedly he probably got his blood pressure probably up.
Yeah, the stress, the anxiety.
Yes, yes. He having a hard time, y'all. And then I can imagine now, he really having a hard time.
And then on the recent lives that Sonya did, she said that he was having like complications with like his kidneys and his legs.
Yeah. So, y'all, I don't know what Ernesto gonna do at this point. Is Hannah back from vacation? Anybody heard from Hannah?
That's a good point. His public defender.
Is Hannah back? Anybody know if Hannah back? I'm sure Infamous Sylvia will go down there and let us know what's going on.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm Here for the Show says, since she has ties with the legal community, why can't she get one of her connections to get him out?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, she says she's been talking to her connections to give her legal advice.
But that's as
far as it's gone.
Money.
They still want the money, though.
Money.
They still want the money. Because Ernesto also talked about how he had an attorney come down and visit him at the jail to give him advice for free. And that's why he didn't want to pay the other attorney that Shirley had paid like almost $36,000 to.
Right.
Because he's like, that attorney gave me more advice than the attorney that I've been paying.
Right.
So she don't want to put that money up.
And nothing is gonna move allegedly in Ernesto's case until he gets some money for it.
For the legal fees. She's not trying to put no money up.
And she's not trying.
And Sonya did say it.
And she said it.
Sonya said on one of her lives, y'all, she said her money is for her kids.
Yeah.
She's not giving no large amount of money to no man. That's what Sonya said in one of her lives.
And I think she was complaining, saying that putting money on his books, woo, that's expensive, y'all. It's a lot.
Yeah, she said it was expensive putting money on his books.
She said that was expensive. So who knows how long she's gonna do that? But she want her man in jail. That's who she wants. She feel like
friend. They're friends now.
She said they friends now.
She said it was too big of a distraction.
She
so
said
they just
he
decided
locked
to
up
stay
and ain't
focused on the
nobody
case.
helping nobody now because he locked up.
Yeah, they can't do it.
So they can't do it. So they just friends. But she be going down there to see him, y'all. Wouldn't it have been something if she would have went down there and Shirley would have been down there too, y'all?
Ooh, that would have been something.
She would have went to visit and Shirley,
or another woman besides Shirley was there
or knocked her visit out of the way.
Yes. Let's see. She probably thinks this is her purpose to support jailbirds. Well, Samantha, on one of her lives, she said that if there was anybody else in the chat that had family members that were dealing with incarceration, to DM her on Instagram, and she was trying to see if she could help them. So she does want to serve as an advocate, Samantha. She did say that in her live. So if y'all got any family members that are locked up, DM Sonya on Instagram, and Sonya will try to see if she can help you. So
she did say it.
She did say that. And then Gail said, I don't feel sorry for Nestle. He deserves everything he has coming. I am here for the show said Nestle thinks he can get out, but it ain't gonna happen. He may as well get ready for trial.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a trial, and I think it's gonna be a long trial too. And then he was talking about, how he's gonna get everybody to do character witness for him. Daryl, Lamont, Dre, how he gonna, get everybody set up so, when he go to trial, everybody can speak on his behalf and, let the people know that, those not his CP charges.
And then Samantha said Shirley is too bougie to ever go to jail for this.
That's what somebody else said.
Somebody else
That's
said
what
that.
they said. That's why she didn't go, because she thought she was too good to go down there. Somebody else
And
said
she probably
the
was
same
scared
thing.
it was going to get out too.
And she was scared that it was going to get out too, that somebody was going to see her down there. Somebody else said that. But they say she never went. They say she never went down there to see him. But we know Sonya goes all the time, y'all.
Every week.
And she said she's going to be at the next court case. So maybe when Infamous Sylvia go in, we can catch Sonya in the court.
Yeah. Because she said the reason she didn't go to the last in-person court hearing was because Infamous Sylvia was there.
Was there.
Yeah. I'm here for the show says, Shirley said jail is for regular people. Right.
Right.
Hell, I don't blame her. I ain't going down there for that foolishness. Now, I'm putting what he say, almost $36,000 for one attorney. I'm paid for at least $36,000 just for one. I'm not putting no more money on.
Yeah.
And I'm not going down there.
Yep. And she stopped. And when she stopped, Shirley stopped cold turkey. She sent a telegram in a bottle, baby.
Through Lamont.
Through Lamont.
To tell him the well is dry. It ain't nothing left.
She stopped cold turkey. I'm going to send you a message, baby. I'm going to block you. I'm not even going to let you call me no more. And I tell you, I'm going to block you and send you a message, okay? Shirley was not playing. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was her job or she was just fed up. But when she was done, she was done. And she did it.
As she should.
As she should have.
Let's see. Bridget said they don't want their names in that mess.
Mm-hmm. Right. But Sonya, it ain't going away. Sonya said, I hope it goes away in 2024. Nah.
Yes, Sonya did say in the live she wants us to stop talking about it. She hopes it goes away. But like Fifi said earlier in the live, as long as those phone calls from prison videos are dropping, it's not going to happen.
Sonya can't relate because she been locked up. Yeah, she said in her early 20s, though.
Yeah, she was in and out of jail in her early 20s. And she said she did...
Was it insurance fraud?
She said she did, allegedly 8 or 10 months in some suburb outside of Detroit because of insurance fraud. Allegedly.
Yeah. So y'all, we just gonna keep on listening
until the next call drop, until the next live. Because Sonya say she gonna keep going live as long as the bloggers keep talking about it, so she can address the lies that they're putting out.
Yeah. And you know what I think is so funny? How she tried to get us to not believe what we heard. You know, we heard what you said. Well, that's not what it was.
And then she'll switch it up and say, well, that was back then.
That was back then.
You have to understand the context of it, where I was at then. And
where
I'm not there now.
And it's not, but it don't matter.
You said it.
You said it.
Right. And they be holding her, they be eating her up in them comments when she go live. But you know, and then in some ways she's kind of like developing her own little group of supporters.
Yeah. She have her own little supporters over there. You know, some women have the same, I guess, ideology she has.
Mm-hmm.
Now then, somebody told her, "Did you see the movie Keep Your Legs Closed
to
Married Men?"
Yes. One of the comments said that. They be lighting her up. She have a few supporters in the comments, but majority of the people are eating her up.
The majority of the people
she is funny. And then like people be saying like different little catchy phrases. She'll be like, y'all know I'm old. Don't talk like that. I don't understand what those words mean.
Caked up.
Yeah, she was like, what? I don't know what that means.
They should have told her she was booed up.
Yes. And she was saying how back in her day in the 90s and early 2000s, people of her generation mind their business. But I'm like, most of the people who are following this story are around your age.
Exactly.
She said people of her generation, they mind their business. They don't care about what's going on in the blogs or on YouTube.
You know, I think, number one, we're invested because, of course, it's Shirley. Mm-hmm. But then with her coming out and adding more onto it, some of this
she's keeping the fire going. She's adding fuel to the fire.
Right.
Because now we're getting her perspective.
Right. Let's see if Sonya don't want to use her
money. What make her think the public wants to use their money for a lawyer?
Exactly. Right. That's a good point. That's your man, your friend. But you're going to put up a GoFundMe. And then in this last call, you said, I got to get that GoFundMe started. I got to get that GoFundMe.
That's what I'm focused on.
I bet she texting her, calling her every day. How much I got in the GoFundMe now? Mm-hmm. How much I got in the GoFundMe now? I bet she asking her every day how much you got in the GoFundMe. for his lawyer? Nothing. Ain't nobody fooling with you, Ernesto. Ain't nobody fooling with you. You messed up your money train with Shirley.
Yep, your well has run dry.
Your well has, that's what Shirley said. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
She not fooling with you no more. I know he tried to act like it didn't bother him, but I know he felt some type of way.
Oh, it definitely bothered him.
And Sonya was concerned that he felt some type. He
Right.
might have felt some type of way.
And recently, in one of Sonya's lives, she said that she thinks he wants to get back with his wife, and
Yeah.
she thinks that that's where he wants to really be is with Shirley.
It's with Shirley. Yeah.
So that's why she's spinning the friend angle now, y'all, because she feels like intuitively and based off of what he says, he wants to go back to Shirley. If Shirley would take him back, he would go back.
Yeah. And he pretty much said, I can get it back if I want to.
Right.
He said that. He said that, y'all. But y'all we gonna keep watching.
Let's see, Samantha said, at least she'll be profiting off of this mess on YouTube. That's what Nesto told her to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said so far she's only made $5 off of YouTube. And so we'll see. Let's see. I'm here for the show said he is sick about it. She said he is in a funk. Yeah. She said that he was allegedly having S thoughts. I'm not gonna say the word, but he was allegedly having thoughts about unaliving himself.
Yeah,
she said he's really like depressed.
Yeah, at this point, and he ain't talking to nobody.
Yeah, she said he not calling what is his name? Dion? Dre. She said he hasn't spoken to Dre in weeks, but that's only because he's not calling anybody.
He's not calling anybody, yeah.
Yeah, the holidays is past. He's still in there. His birthday is coming up. Still gonna be in there.
Yeah, Capricorn, yeah.
So
Hannah probably still on vacation.
Yeah, she'll probably get to him when she get to him.
Yeah, and then we know when she get to him, it ain't gonna be much she gonna do for him.
So he just basically sitting there. He's just sitting there.
And
that's why she told him, she was like, try to bring down your stress levels. I don't want you to stroke out. And he was like, if I pass, I pass. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. So he is really looking at, this situation. It's taking a toll on him.
Yeah, it's looking pretty bleak.
Yeah, that's why, he shouldn't have been out allegedly doing what he was doing at that age, Ernesto should have tried something else, because this ain't what it is at 60. It's sad. Yeah, it's sad.
So,
but we appreciate you all.
Yes, thank you guys for watching. But we need to check out this other live that y'all told us about and check that out. But yes, y'all.
Infamous Sylvia's
yes,
live.
and we'll be staying tuned for the next phone call to drop and the next time Sonya go live to see what's going on. Any updates? We know she gonna let us know.
Yep.
She gonna let us know.
Y'all could please subscribe. We have more people watching than we actually subscribing to the channel.
Yes.
So if you all could please subscribe,
like, share, tell your friends about our channel, share our video, get the likes up. We got 24 people, only 15 likes. Please like this video. And Happy New Year. And thank you guys for watching us. Did you want to say something else?
So what was the takeaway for the lesson in love tonight from the video? I think the takeaway lesson in love is that don't put your children before a man. Because Sonya talking about her daughter to Ernesto trying to make it seem like they were in a similar situation with their children. So don't put your kids out front in a situation to gain respect from a man in a relationship.
Because it'll backfire.
She just totally put, I think in that last call, that was one of the things that I took away. And as a mother, just hearing her talk about her daughter like that to this man that really ain't giving up about you. He keeps saying it in every call. What does he say that sticks out? I just need to get my freedom. Now, one time has he said, I want to be with you and get my freedom. I want to be with you when I get my freedom. He keeps saying, I just need to get my freedom.
We'll always be friends.
And we'll always,
we'll always be in each other's lives.
Yeah. So, y'all don't leave your children out of it. leave your children out of. Lesson in Love. The series will continue.
And I think another lesson is too that we're more alike than we realize. And that we can see the imperfections in others, but not ourselves.
Yes. Wow. Yes.
Especially when comparing Sonya and Shirley to each other.
Because they are similar, y'all.
Sonya doesn't realize she has more in common with Shirley than she realizes.
Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, but there are some similarities.
Especially around self-worth and relationships. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, y'all. So we're going to leave y'all with that. Thank you, guys. Have a great evening, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into our lives. Happy New Year. We love you guys. Thank you so much. We're so grateful for our dynamic family. And we are excited to see what this new year holds for us, for the show, for the channel. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.